Y'all know what time it is, baby. Episode 2, the SSNF show is back and in full action. Tekken 8 is out, has been out for like 3 months now almost. Um, and we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of chit chatter on the internet about, is this game good? Is this game gonna be good in the long run? What are we really dealing with right now? You know what I'm saying? In a very offensive Tekken, probably the most offensive Tekken that we have ever seen in Tekken history. This is probably the most offensive Tekken. Um, I'll put my thoughts on it first, on how I feel like the game is going, if it's going in the right direction, is it going in the wrong direction, right? I think right now the game is going in the right direction from a perspective of everyone that is trying to get into Tekken. Because if you're new to Tekken, you're probably not understanding the complaints of other individuals when it comes down to what they've been playing for years, whether they got in Tekken 4, Tekken 5, 5DR, 6, or whatever Tekken they got into, versus this Tekken, which is like completely different from what everybody is used to in general, right? This one is crazy. Very offensive meter. There's a meter system like the heat smash, heat dash, like all of these mechanics that you have to master, on top of already knowing, the matchups and knowing the strings and all of this stuff that, legacy players still have in their arsenal, is the ability, right, to block, to punish the strings, to duck, or whatever. They know which way to sidestep and all that good stuff. That's legacy stuff that will stick with them for years and years on top of years. So that's good that they kept playing. But however, the problem is, now this one is different because there's a lot of different mechanics to open the opponent up, right? And fellas is getting opened up right now. I'm not gonna lie. That's why you see the complaints on Twitter. That's why you see all of these complaints, because people are getting opened up right now. And it might be by Johnny 2x4. It might just be by Billy Bob Thornton 99. These people are opening people up that have been playing for years, and they are not happy about it. Now, here's the thing about that. With a new game, there comes new change. Now, anybody that is used to like all of these new games and change, right? Street Fighter 4 to 5, right? Let me tell a short story about Street Fighter 4 to 5. In Street Fighter 4, multi top 8 for me with Chun-Li. Not a top tier character, by the way. Just a solid character. I was really good in my younger days in Street Fighter 4. I traveled the world, played against some of the best, got some W's, took some L's, but all in all, it was a great experience. It really showed me how a fighting game, in my opinion, was going to be played at the highest level, especially offline, right? Now, when Street Fighter 5 came out, I took a trip to the East Coast, immediately went 0-2. Immediately. And I had some of the same complaints because Street Fighter 4 to 5, it was a completely different game. The skill gap, like, definitely changed, and I felt like I was not getting gapped by these players. I just felt like these players, the game was so easy that these players could beat me now, and a lot of it was ego. Because once you were good at this game, you feel like you should be good at the next game. So a lot of the ego did get in the way. I'm gonna just keep it real. And with that, I was getting boxed out. I did pretty good at my local, but then went to the major and got boxed out, and I felt like the game sucked. And with that, it was change, and I wasn't used to change, right? You got to be used to that change. So, and this is any game. I'm talking DOA 4 to DOA 5. I'm talking MVC 2 to MVC 3. I'm talking all of these games when they change. Soul Calibur 5 to Soul Calibur 6. Completely different games. So it's all about adapting, right? You have to adapt. You have to adapt. You have to adapt. But when it comes down to the adapting factor, right? That is the part that some players are not willing to do, or they feel very uncomfortable doing, and that's adapting. Because once you're so used to things for 20 plus years or whatever, if something changes, you're not going to like it. Just like if something changes at your work job, you're not going to like it at first. You're going to have to adapt to it. You might like it and you might not, but you're going to have to adjust if you want to keep going to work. You're going to have to adjust if you want to keep playing Tekken 8. Now, I think the game is super aggressive, but that doesn't make me not like it. I've had countless hours on the game. I think it's a really fun game. I think that for a newer player coming in, they could definitely come in and have some fun. I think from a spectator viewing, it's way more fun to watch than Tekken 7. And this is just my personal opinion. Tekken 7 was very boring to watch. I understood the high level, mind games and everything that was going on. It was beautiful to watch. However, it was boring to watch, right? This Tekken is very exciting, very explosive, and people are scrapping. They are scrapping in the paint. Nobody's running. We are scrapping in the paint. And that is the part about this Tekken where people are scrapping. They're not trying to be backdash and moving all around the map to try to, evade attacks. No, we are scrapping in the center of the ring. So either you're going to like that or you're not. Me personally, I like both. I like moving and I like scrapping. So I get where people's complaints are, but let's get into what we really need to get into. And that's some of the latest tweets that have been tweeted out by some of the top players. And by some of the top players, I mean specifically Arslan Ash and Nee. So let me talk about some of these tweets. Now, much love to Nee and Arslan Ash. Definitely pioneered some of the highest level of play of Tekken in general. And Nee has been playing for so many years, right? Arslan dominated Tekken 7 just out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of these players that I'm about to talk about revolutionized the way Tekken can be played. But they've made some tweets, and I'm going to talk about the Nee one first. He said, my opinion, Tekken 8 is not fun. Aggressive is actually just an absurdity. I think I don't adapt to this game as someone I've been doing since Tekken 1 so far. Tekken 8 is a lot of things I can't understand. And that's how he wrote it out. So from Nee's perspective, Nee, if anybody is not familiar with Nee, Evo champ, has won multiple tournaments for years. It's countless things you could say about Nee, but let's break it down. So Nee said the game is not fun. Now, if y'all have followed Nee, if y'all know how Nee plays in Tekken, Nee is a very defensive player. Focuses on movement, focuses on jab pressure. He's very good with the stand one. He knows how to beat you with just a stand one and movement alone to make you make mistakes, right? And when a player is that good, you just know you're fighting at the highest level. And this man has years of experience on top of experience. So Nee said the game is not fun. And he understands that the aggressive play in this game is pretty insane, right? He's not adapting to the game the way he feels he should, right? I've watched some of his tournament matches as of recent. He hasn't been doing that great in tournament, but sometimes games take a while to, get used to. It makes sense, right? And with that being said, I think that Nee is going to adjust regardless because he's a high level player, and that's what high level players do. They learn to adjust to the game. Just like any game, Street Fighter 5 players to Street Fighter 6, they had to adjust. Like I said, Soul Calibur 5 players to Soul Calibur 6, they had to adjust to a different game. Sometimes you have to adjust to different, changes in the game, and it doesn't happen in a month, 2 months, 3 months. Shit, it could take a year. But it takes time sometimes to develop your, your winning strategy, because everybody has to get that winning strategy. And right now I don't think he has the winning strategy, but that's okay. Venting your frustration is 100% fine. So I saw a couple people attacking him. They didn't like what he was saying. They said he was just crying or whatever. Venting what he's venting is okay, because at the end of the day, you got to vent how you feel, right? Like, let's keep it real. Like, you got to vent how you feel. He's a champ. He has the right to say how he feels. Does that make it right or wrong? No. Like, it's his opinion on the game. Like, you just got to respect it and keep it pushing. But the way he feels about the game is just too aggressive, and that's what a lot of people are saying. Like, the game is like super aggressive. Now, adding like defense to the game, does that make it better? We would have to see. But from his perspective of how he's seeing the game, it just isn't enjoyable, because he probably feels like he's getting out offensed and he can't play his defensive style and it worked to, his benefit. It just doesn't work in this game because, like I said, it's scrap. You gotta scrap. Like, you gotta scrap. That's the only way that you're really gonna get to the end goal of this game, is by fighting. Now, you can still, your little sidestep, your little movement to make somebody whip, but the basis of this game, they're telling you, yo, scrap, bro. I mean, y'all see the stages. We got danger zones from DOA stages. So y'all see the stages and y'all see what they're trying to do. They want y'all to scrap. They want y'all to find these little max damage combos to like one-touch people. They want you to do these things so you can eliminate your opponent and send them to the losers bracket. That's the whole purpose of this game, and I can already see the route that they're going. And from a spectator point of view, it's a very interesting game to watch because of that. Versus Tekken 7, that wasn't that exciting to watch, in my opinion, but this is specifically exciting to watch for sure. So he's not pleased with the game. He's not pleased. But then he made another tweet, and it's a very long tweet, so I'm not gonna go too much into it. But he basically just said, he's frustrated, but he's gonna adjust. He's frustrated, but he's gonna adjust, and he just feels like his playstyle does not work right now. But he's gonna have to find something that does work, and he feels like Tekken 8, like, people are catching on, but people are catching on to the offense, and the strategies to win defensively don't seem to be there. They could be, but they don't seem to be there right now. If change comes to the game, it comes to the game. If not, he's just gonna adjust. That was basically his second tweet, which I can definitely 100% understand, because I mean, if things ain't working, things ain't working. You're gonna have to come up with a winning strategy, but his play style and Arslan, which I'm about to get to next, their playstyles aren't really working in this game. That doesn't make them lesser of a player, because they're still at the highest level. It just means that they're gonna have to figure something out, because something just isn't clicking. But it's good that he voiced that, because some people are feeling the same way he feels and some people are not. So that's a good thing to talk about, and just to put your opinion out there to see how other people are feeling. But yeah, it's not really worth attacking somebody that is a multi-time champ. Like, he said what he said, keep it moving. So Arslan said he's tired of complaining about the game, and he's just gonna adapt regardless of the meta. He's gonna find a character and a style, and you're gonna see him at the top soon. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna keep it real again, right? Arslan has always been like a player that when you watch him, you just know that the level of play is at the extreme highest, and no matter who you are, once you sit in the seat next to him, it's a threat. It's a huge threat level detected. So right now, people are saying Assassina's top 1, Assassina's this, Assassina's that. Me personally, I do not feel like she's top 1. Top 5 is more like it. Like, that's fine. I don't think that she's the best character in the game. There's a lot of characters that I still feel like definitely clear her. One being Dragunov. People are like hit or miss on that one. If they feel like Dragunov might be better than her, might not be better than her. I think he is better than her. And specifically Fang. I think Fang is definitely better than her. But I definitely think she's in that top 5 range. But why I am talking about that character is because I just think that Arslan, that's not Arslan's style. I don't think that that's his character. And I think that once he finds his character, he's going to cook. It's not going to matter if the game is offensive or defensive. He's going to cook regardless. He has to find his style. And maybe Nee, same thing. Maybe he's exhausted his time on the characters he's picking. Maybe he needs a new character. That could be the thing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to pick a new character and see if that works. Maybe it's the character style in this game that you need to switch up. So both of those players are like struggling right now, but I think that regardless, they're gonna cook in no time. Like it's a lot of people getting like super excited about Arslan and Nee. They're like super excited that they're struggling because they feel like they have a chance now. It's like, oh, they're struggling. It's my turn now. It's my time. It's like, bro, you still got to put in all of the work that they've put in legacy wise. You still got to put all that in. Still got to put all that in. Once you put all that in, then you can do whatever you want to do. But like thinking that they're not up top right now, they're at the bottom, and like you have a chance, like that's not the way to go about it. I think a lot of players are kind of like thinking about that, like, oh, if the best players aren't the best anymore, then it's my time. I mean, it could be your time, but you still got to put in the time. For real. I think that me personally, I think Arslan should play Zafina, even though he thinks she's weak. I think that if Arslan plays Zafina, I think he would cook. I still think he would cook. And I think he could find something. I think Sonic was on to something with Zafina and just stopped playing her. But I think that Arslan could get on Zafina and make some things work because that's legacy. And with Nee personally, I would just like to see him go back to Steve. I think people are figuring out a lot of tech with Steve. I think that Steve could be still good in the right hands because people think that these characters are struggling. It's like, okay, with a top player on their hands, like these characters are different, man, for real. So that's kind of how I feel about that. Regarding changes and patches and stuff like that, I know Evo Japan is coming up. I believe at the end of the month, right? With Evo Japan coming up, there'll probably be a patch after. They probably just didn't want to do anything up until that point, so people aren't playing like just a brand new game. You feel me? But I think with Evo Japan, after Evo Japan, things that they could do to the game to like change a bit of the aggressiveness, right? I think maybe heat just needs to be looked at a little bit more. I don't think the chip damage is necessarily bad. I think the chip damage adds a layer to the game, but I think the heat bar needs to be maybe adjusted, and maybe that may help out. Because I think the actual boxing and just fighting your opponent is fine. I think maybe the heat is the problem. But other than that, I think the game is in a good spot. I just think that some of the characters may need toning, if anything, because with time you play better in matchups and stuff like that. But some of these character designs are very like oppressive out the gate. Like Dragunov is just like +6 on a lot of his moves, and the way he pressures you is it's like dangerous. Even like, bro, if you're playing rank match, and you see a Dragunov, your heart kind of drops a little bit. Let's keep it real now. Y'all at home, I know when y'all see Dragunov, when y'all see King, when y'all see like Fang, y'all's heart drop a little bit. You kind of backpedal. You be like, damn, I wanted these points, but I gotta fight a King for my promotion though. I don't know about that. Y'all start thinking about it. I know y'all do. Because when I run into a Dragunov, bro, and I need that 1,000 points or I'm on promotion, bro, I'm like, oh my, bro, any character but this character. So some of these characters, it doesn't matter who pilots them, they just feel really strong. You know what I'm saying? Like Jin is another one. That down 2, if down 2 was launch punishable, we'd be spitting. But that down two not being launch punishable, bro. But if it catch me on counter hit, yeah, that's the issue. And moves like that could definitely be looked at, and it's a simple fix. You add a little minus 15 on that low, and I mean the risk reward will be there. But I just don't know. I think that in all reality, the game isn't far from being perfect. The game is not far from being perfect. I think that with a change or two, it could be one of the best fighting games we've played in a long time. But I don't think it's bad. It's fun enough for all of us to keep queuing up for rank and keep queuing up to fight our friends countless hours and day in, day out. So it's fun enough, right? Because people keep coming back. So Tekken is doing a good job on that. New players, a lot of new players are getting into the game, and that's a good thing. So you are seeing like an influx of newer players, like not saying they're like winning tournaments or anything, because this game is still legacy. So you have to like get good at the game to even remotely beat a lot of these, top level players. But of players just getting into it, because I mean, look at myself. I've hit Tekken God rank. That's a solid rank for me. I mean, Tekken God Supreme is the rank I want to hit before, like, that's my end goal. It's like once I hit Tekken God Supreme, I feel like, hey, I accomplished this. I got here. Now let me just keep grinding these matchups and getting better at the game. But that's my goal, and I'm at Tekken God, so I'm very close. But this is my first Tekken I'm taking serious. If you put in the time and you put in the hours, you can do it. Because 9 times out of 10, when I queue up against some of these, quote unquote top players in Tekken, I'm doing very good against them because I'm just a high level player. If you're a high level player, you put in the time, like, you can beat anybody in Tekken. So none of that really matters. It's all about knowledge. Tekken is knowledge. Tekken is definitely knowledge. But one of the things about the newer players are gravitating towards the top stuff or the newer characters like Victor and like Reina and all of these characters, and it's because they want that chance. They're doing that for that chance, because if they can play a new character, then it's harder to legacy check that character because that character's new. And I peeped that. I saw when Diaphone was learning a game, Diaphone, guess who? Diaphone was on Victor. Hook gang God. Hook, guess who he is on? Victor. You know what I'm saying? You see a trend? So and some people are playing legacy, like Brian F was playing Paul, Punk playing Dragunov. So some people are playing legacy characters, but a lot of people are getting into those new characters. So definitely something to look at as a newer player coming in. It is smart to pick a new character because the knowledge check isn't as it's not as accessible. A person would have had to lab your character to beat you. So that's a pretty good thing to do as a newer player. I don't like it when newer players do that. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I don't like it, but I respect it. I get why they do it. I definitely get why they do it. Tekken 8 in general, though, compared to Tekken 7, because I see a lot of comparisons. Some people are saying Tekken 7 is better right now. People are saying players wouldn't have never beaten them in Tekken 7. So I'm gonna address that right now. I'm gonna address that, because I do not like when people do that. Like when people say you wouldn't have beat me if this game was this. That would be like somebody saying in Guilty Gear, somebody saying, bro, you only beat me because of Strive. You wouldn't have beat me in Exerd, or you wouldn't have beat me in Accent Core. Bro, you wouldn't have beat me in MBAC. You only beat me because it's Type Lumina. Like, bro, you wouldn't have beat me in Melee. You only beat me because it's Ultimate. Like, that type of shit, nah, that's corny. That's corny activity. New game, you readied up, you bought it, you spent your 60, your 65, and maybe your 70. And you probably bought the DLC, so you spent 90 on that shit. You made the decision to queue up and play that shit. So play it. Do not make excuses to say, oh, bro, like you wouldn't have been beating me. It's not my fault that you cannot adjust to this new game, bro. It's not. You got to get better. You got to get better. It's not on me. You got to get better. You gotta go to the lab, look at your replays or whatever you got to do. But whatever you got going on, that ain't got nothing to do with me. So this whole trend of you wouldn't have beat me in Tekken 7, but I'm beating you in Tekken 8, bro, you better get better, bro. You queued up just like me in rank. You queued up in that player match. You entered that tournament, bro. I did not tell you to enter that shit. So people got to stop the corny activity on that. I don't like that. Like if somebody's winning in Tekken 8, bro, give them their flowers, bro. They adjusted to the game before you. They adjusted. It's okay. It's okay to not adjust month 1, month 2, month 3, bro. Some of this shit takes a while. It's okay. Like you do not have to be top 1 immediately. It's not about that. Some people be thinking they got to be top 1. You don't have to be top 1, bro. You do not have to be top 1. Some of this shit take a while. So, like, just give it time. I tried to rush my progress in this game at the beginning. Now, I'm okay with where I'm at. I have to accept it. I'm not ready to rank up. I'm not ready to get better because I got a lot of lab work to still do. And that's okay. But, like, the whole, like, somebody went in Tekken 7 and, like, them downplaying somebody in Tekken 8 because they winning. Like, who cares? Who cares? Like, none of that matters, bro. Play the game. Play the game. Just play the game. Stop that activity because it's real corny. And, you know, if you're about that, you know, just adapt, bro. That's all I can say. Nerf buff adapt. They came out with a t-shirt. I hope you bought it. I didn't. I just adapt, bro. And last but not least, I kind of want to talk about these Tekken 8 top tiers though. I do wanna address that one more time. So like I said, we coming up on 3 months. 3 months is a good while to see who's good and who's not good. Now there's a lot of characters in this game that people say suck. Steve, people be saying Steve suck, which is crazy. People be saying Leroy suck, which is kind of crazy. People be saying a lot of characters suck without the data out there. Bro, I seen somebody say Shaheen suck. Like, what? What are you even talking about, man? Shaheen? Nah. It's a lot of characters that we don't really see played that much that people are saying suck but do not suck. And there's a lot of characters also that are being talked about that are potentially too powerful for like what's going on right now with no like balance changes and stuff. One for sure, one being Dragunov, where some people think it's scrubby to even say Dragunov is X, Y, and Z this strong because of etc. etc. Like I don't care about none of that. Let's talk about the actual factuals here. So this character literally has a hatchet kick. Now the difference is his is actually launch punishable, minus 15, so you can launch it if you block it, right? Ducking against Dragunov is death anyway, because this man can literally start doing back kick, back kick, kick, back kick, back kick, kick, punch, back kick, kick, kick. Like he started doing all these little back kicks and shit, and you just start getting laced up with mids. On top of he has a mid that literally clubs you over your head at +6. Literally clubs you over your head at +6, bro. And then stomps you into the ground. So this man got mids. That's what I'm getting at. This man got mad mids. So the thing about this is like this character is really powerful and really strong, has really strong heat engagers, even as a G-Cliff. A man is like built different for what he's trying to do to you in a super aggressive game. So that man is crazy. And I don't necessarily know what you could do to tone him beyond like tone some of his frames. But then people might feel like that might ruin the character. So I'm not gonna say that you gotta ruin the character, but I feel like his damage output and what he's doing is very strong right now in the meta. King, of course, we all know King is a demon. His throws are just demonic in this game. It's like super strong. And especially if you're not good at taking throws, he's just gonna eliminate you. So I think that King is like maybe lower the damage on his throws, if anything, would be cool. But other than that, I don't know what else you could do on King. I don't know what else. Fang, I mean, I just think Fang just plays the system well. I don't. He's another one. Like, I don't think you really can do anything to him without ruining the character. I think he just plays the system very well, and that's that on him. I just don't see what you could do to him. Because if you do anything, like if you start altering some of his moves or his frames, I feel like you'll delete him, and that's not what we want. We don't want to delete characters. Well, maybe you could delete Dragunov and King. I wouldn't feel too bad. Fang is at least cooler than him. I think Fang is pretty cool, but you ain't gotta delete him. But them other two, yeah, you could delete them. Jin down 2, just make that shit launch punishable. Bro, let me get a launch. If I duck, let me get that launch. That's all I want about Jin. Jin, you literally don't gotta adjust nothing else that he has. Just make that down 2 launch punishable. That's it. Assassina is a hot topic. Now, Assassina, I have a lot of different things about her that I say, like, because I don't think she's that bad. But I see where people's complaints lie, and like they keep trying to, nerf and change the while running attack and whatever. But like, I don't even think that that's necessarily the problem, because I feel like you can RPS that situation pretty well with like mash, armor, etc., right? I just don't think that people like that she has options for your options for your options for your options for your options. I think that that's what people don't like. On top of the running attack, I think that people also don't like the simplicity of what she's doing to you and how strong it may feel or how strong it actually is, right? She's very much the very aggressive queen that could play defensive because she has a lot of defensive options. And also, sidestep left was a thing even before she got, they started changing that while running attack. Good players were still going to sidestep duck her. And then they nerfed and it went way past you. Then they changed it back and now it doesn't go as far. That was never really the problem. I feel like you could avoid it if you did. I think that they changed it because of that whole clip going viral of a player just doing it over and over and over, and the other player did not challenge. That's a personal issue. In a fighting game, you learn to challenge. You gotta challenge, bro. Like, you can't just sit there and let somebody like just pressure you all day and just do whatever they want to you. You cannot do that. In a fighting game, bro, you have to challenge. So it's very important to get used to is you need to challenge things. If you're not challenging things, even I don't care if a person is +5, bro. If they're not taking any advantage, you swing. You gotta swing. You gotta force them to take that advantage. They take the advantage, guess what? Now your armor attack opens up. If you got a super, now your super opens up. You have to force the RPS right there. You can't just let her have her way. And I see a lot of, specifically like Korean players, they'll like sit there for like 5 of them. 5 is too many. 5 is way too many. You never want to sit there for like, on the first interaction, I mash. I want to see what you're going to do. If you hit me, I don't die. So it's all good. It's not like you can launch me right there. Anyway, I'm going to jab or dick jab, like whatever. I'm going to hit a button. Once I train the opponent in a sense that they're going to keep swinging, then we playing a mind game, baby. We in there. So, I don't have the same gripes against her. Maybe one day I will feel that way about her. And on the next podcast, I'll tell y'all, like, nah, that character is actually dumb as fuck. I might actually tell y'all that. But we'll have to see. But that's kind of like my biggest complaints. I probably missed some characters, but those are the characters that when I see them, I definitely am like, bruh, why do I have to fight this character for promotion? This character's kind of like crazy. This character's like actually insane. Other than that, thank y'all so much. Episode 2. So I'm about to start up the podcast a lot more. With episodes coming out every week. Right now I'm gonna put it at probably like 2 episodes a week. So I'll be doing one. I'll be doing one later down the line. I will be doing another podcast and try to make it like 2 a week. I think 2 a week on top of streaming, because I'm about to stream some Tekken after this. But I just wanted to let y'all know that your boy is back and trying to push out the content, trying to do bigger and better things. So tell your friends, your boy got the podcast up, you know what I'm saying, every week. I'm gonna try to designate some days out where y'all just know that it's gonna be podcast day. So if y'all are at work or y'all chilling, y'all on break, y'all can just listen to the topics I cover. It won't always just be Tekken specifically. It might be other hot topics that are going on, but we'll see. But now to answer some questions in the chat, because I see y'all showing the love in the chat. Characters I enjoy fighting at the moment. Honestly, can I be honest? I can't even really name a character that I enjoy fighting. But to be fair, if I had to name a character that I enjoy fighting, I don't mind fighting, and this is all coming from the Lily perspective. I don't mind fighting Nina, of course, because I play her too, so I kind of understand that matchup. I don't really like the Lily mirror match because I just feel like it's a coin flip. Other than that, Alyssa's annoying, but I like fighting Alyssa just because of my knowledge fighting her. But she's pretty annoying. Other than that, I think the rest of the cast is just annoying as hell. I'm not gonna lie to you. Am I gonna invite other people on the podcast? Yes. Eventually, I'll start inviting other players on the podcast or just in general for some more hot topics and to pick their brain maybe on the game. But the only thing I need from y'all is y'all to keep, supporting your boy, keep showing the love, keep coming through, spread the word, you know what I'm saying? Let's build this up together and make this pop. But thank y'all so much for tuning in to episode 2, and I will see y'all soon. Peace.